Okay, so just I'll do a quick follow-up on the last video. And say, I'm not being a Sigma fanboy. Well, I suppose I have become one a bit, from going to have a no Sigma cameras to having three. But there's just something about them. There's something very special about them, whether it be the Fuvion sensor or this, which doesn't have a Fuvion sensor. But there's some of the attributes of the old Fuvion sensor in the colours and the colour options. And it's just a great photographic tool that's really superbly made, you know, has some great accessories to make it a little bit better to use and to handle. And I just wish people would take it for what it is, and not for what it isn't. And it's not for everyone, but that's like every camera that's ever been made. You know, how many thousands of cameras have been produced? None of them do it all. None of them fit the bill completely. And that's the way it is. And I just think this camera has been most unfairly been demonised almost in some reviews, which I don't think is fair or even necessary. When it comes to the viewfinder, which I still haven't used, by the way, but I'm just going to say everybody said it's a good viewfinder, and I noticed a couple of ports on here actually looking at it. So if you have this on, now you can't have the viewfinder on. I mean that's but you've got the port there for the remote, and you've got another one here which looks like I don't know if you can see that, whether that's a C port or not. If it is, then I suspect you should be able to charge this up with this on, because you can charge this while using it. That's that side of that. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, if that is the right port, then you should be able to charge this while this is on. But as you say, you can't use, if you have the viewfinder on, you can't have a hot shoe. But there's a way you can do that, and that is by using this other viewfinder, which was made for the not this one. This is made for the DP, but it's similar. But there is a difference. This one actually doesn't fit this screen. Unfortunately, it would have been nice if they all work the same. Now, as you can see, now with that new Vive, that you are looking at a much bigger camera. But if that's on a tripod, these are really good viewfinders. So you could put the FP version of this, which is very similar, instead. So you would then have a viewfinder. It's not an electronic viewfinder, admittedly, but it's a viewfinder nevertheless. And then you could have if you needed the hot shoe. So there's ways around it. And this is the thing. This is the beauty of this modular design. You can add things and take things off, and and some people say, well, that's all more expense. Well, everything's more expense with every camera. Whether you're buying lenses, cases, batteries, mounts of one thing, flashes, they're all extras. So it's no different from this. It's no more expensive than buying extras for other cameras. So to me, that's a bit of a silly argument. And the firmware update. If anybody wants to be shown how to do that, because this is the easiest firmware update I've ever done on the camera, and it literally took less than a minute. So if you want me to show you how to do that, if anyone has got an FP or an FPL and you're not sure how to do the firmware update, then just mention it in the comments, and I will show you how to do it, because it is so easy, and it's really good to do, really easy to do. So I will do that if you want. So next time, I'm a bit short for time today now, so next time I'll go through the menu system and I'll show you how easy and simple the menu is. And I just wish all cameras had menus like this. As I said, you know, there's things you like and there's things people don't like, which is fine. But, you know, I just think some of the criticism for this camera is just ridiculous, and I do feel like it's almost a vendetta to stop people from buying it. Maybe because it will stop them from buying the Sony, or because this camera has an awful lot going for it. Yes, it has its quirks and its downside, but what camera doesn't? No camera is perfect. I mean, if I look at my A7 IV, I mean, as I said before, most of the things on that I'm never going to use. It's my wildlife camera. So anything else on it is kind of surplus to requirements, and I've got too much on it for my needs. But I can't get a slimmed down version because they don't do one. And this is why I've said I wish they'd never made hybrid. Well, they could have made hybrid cameras, but they're making them all hybrid cameras. I wish they'd just made a lot more cameras that were either video centric or photo centric, and had nothing of the other. I think maybe Sigma would have done this better had they made the FP, had they thought about bringing two out at the same time, making one solely a video camera and this one solely a photo camera. You know, even if they had to make it bigger just to fit a bit of stabilisation in and a hot shoe, you know, they may have had a very, very, you know, good chance of bringing out a camera more people would have gone for. But there you go. That's what I would have probably done if I was Sigma, but, you know, who am I to tell Sigma how to do things? But there you go. I'm bringing this camera to your attention. I love it, and I think there's a lot more people that would as well. So until the next one, bye for now.